Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're gonna install the Verkline parts, at least the first step. So I don't know if I can show you all in one go because there are really a lot of them, but I'm gonna do whatever I can. And so let's start with the rear and let's have a look what we're gonna change today. So today we are going to start with this one right here. That's gonna be completely replaced. And we're gonna replace this one so we finally can set up camber as well as this one here at the top. That will also help to increase camber and at least adjust it how it should be. Then there's, I think, this one in here will get replaced as well. Not quite sure which one it is, honestly. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Let's go. While we are at it, just take a quick look at this. This one right here, it's the rear brakes, just for reference. So this one right here, this one, that's a bolt where you can replace it for a camber bolt, and then you can just set it up. As you can see, it moving in and out. I don't know if you can see it very well. It just moves in and out while you turn the bolt. So that's the rear camber. So let's take a look at what I've done so far. As you can see, I've changed these here, this one. Then obviously there's a few more, like this one right here. And you can see it up here, this one. That's also changed. And then we changed the insert of this one. And there's, I don't know if you can see it, yeah, right here. This one, they make sure you have here an eccentric bolt to set up toe. You don't do that here anymore. You can set up toe with this one now. And the good thing with this is these ones always get a little bit loosened. Toe is gonna change over the course of a few track days. And so with these plates right here, they lock the bolt in place. And with the uniball, anyway, there's a uniball inside. And with that plate, they lock it in place so it can't change toe anymore. So, and obviously the same on the other side. As you can see, I marked all the bolts. As soon as I torqued them, I marked the bolts. So every time after a track day, I can just go and check if every bolt is still in place and or if I have to retorque or change anything. So that's quite a good thing. And because I don't have to loosen them anymore, hopefully, because I can now set up camber toe with this one, camber with the one on top, this one on the back, and I don't need to loosen the other bolts anymore. The only one that's not torqued and not marked is this one, because we're gonna change the suspension again. It gets a new Öhlins with a little bit stiffer springs and a little bit stiffer damping characteristics. So that's why this one's not marked. But the other ones are all torqued and marked. So, and now let's go to the front.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it.
So let's have a look at the front. As you can see, we installed the front wishbone, this one, and also this one. What we have to check is if this clearance, it's roughly 1.5 millimeters, if that's enough, or if we can increase this somehow. With the bigger brakes, it's just everywhere a little issue to get clearance for everything. So yeah, we'll have a look at that. But the rest is absolutely perfect. Everything just fitted very well. And as you can see, always the torque ratings also on the bolts. And the same obviously on the other side. And because they have so many small details, as you can see, the anti-roll bar, the space in between here is not that much, but there are some down here, some anti-roll bar spacers. They also supply these on both sides, of course. And they just lift the anti-roll bar that little bit that's necessary to get the fitment and that you have enough clearance. That's very nice small detail, same as at the back. What can you set up? You can obviously set up camber with this one, just turn it out and the whole thing moves out. And as soon as this one moves out, you get more camber. Toe, obviously the same as before, you just have a little bit more options. And that's for caster, where you can set this one up. This one in here with these shims, as you can see, we have 3 at the bottom, 1 at the top. That's their recommended setup for tarmac driving when you have lowered the car. That's for anti-dive and anti-squat. Just Google for it and you'll know what it is. It's a little bit too complex to just explain it in this video. So we installed everything on the car from Verkline. I have to say, the thing that impressed me by far the most is how good everything fitted. You never had a thing where you thought, oh, here would be good a millimeter or more or less. You don't. It just fits absolutely perfect. And the installation instructions are just spot on, and you will need them because you get all the torque ratings inside of there, and that just helps a lot. So some of you might have wondered why I haven't marked the bolts at the front. I have some, like this one up here, but I think that's the only one I marked, because the other one I will have to take out as well. I have to remove them again as soon as we're gonna drop in the engine and the gearbox. I will have to remove the whole subframe again, so no need to torque them because they will get out anyway. So the biggest work will be to do a perfect alignment, but that should work as well. So because I don't see why not. It's just a little bit easier to set everything up, especially at the back where you couldn't have camber and toe separately. Now you can adjust them separately. Before that you could just adjust toe, or you could install some camber bolts. If you did this, you'll have some adjustment for camber as well. If you want to see anything more in detail, like the front wishbone or anything, just let me know in the comments and I will make a video about that particular part. So, let's have a look at the old parts. So these are some of the old parts that got out. As you can see, most of them are just some formed metal or pressed metal, and they are not very rigid, and most have also these rubber inserts. They're obviously very good for eliminating road noise and harshness, so it's a little bit more comfortable to drive, but we don't want that on the racetrack, so that's why we got rid of all of those. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, just please let me know in the comments or write me an email, or as said, if you want to see anything more detailed, just let me know and I will make a video about that. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Have a good one. Goodbye.